featured match. We're going to be seeing Brady Golan again taking on Arnab Sengupta. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, Arnab, but this is the first time I met him, and we just saw Brady victorious over Angus Liu. So, frame one, let's see if Brady can keep the winning ways.
Brady is I watched his earlier match, and I really like his strategy on positional play. He's very good at identifying where he needs to do a safety shot rather than being aggressive going for it. He's just a smooth player, very patient with his game.
Yeah, he might be a person for you to talk to, Carl. Maybe you can wrangle him from the interior of British Columbia and bring him down to maybe do an exhibition or a little something like that.
His opponent here is Arnab, and I met Arnab earlier as he was waiting for this match. Really nice guy. We had a good conversation, and I think he understands he has his hands full here with Brady. Big challenge for him. See, that's that. See, he could have tried that in the corner, but he's real patient, Brady here. He just opted to do that safety shot as he's developing his game here. I really like that aspect of his game. And one of the things I really like about the sport of snooker, a great shot in snooker isn't always about potting the ball. It's just playing good positional shots and waiting until you do have opportunities to get a good break.
Sure, I had a few years back had a great conversation with the great Tom Finstead, a great player from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I was like, Tom, is there any big, it's a good piece of advice I can take away to bring to my game? And he says, you know what? The big thing is patience.
Right.
You will get your opportunity. Don't try and really force something to happen, because then you're going to force an error. I think that's a shot Brady would like to have back.
Well, this is a tricky shot right there, though, for that corner ball red. Very, very thin cut. I'd be surprised if Arnab actually tries that shot. He might be better off. Well, he could. It depends on how far away from the rail it is. Yeah, it looks like he's going for it. The nice thing about this, though, is if he doesn't make the ball, he's in a good line for a good safety shot. He should come back down to the ball again. Oh, wow. Yeah, nice shot. So he had enough distance away from the rail to make that shot. Very nice control.
The question is, does he have an angle to take off that green and come down table, or is he just going to roll up or maybe hit off the green and come behind the brown?
Yeah, it looks like he's going for the brown here. Or a safety. Oh, yeah, I think it's more of a safety shot, probably. Yeah, because he wasn't anticipating coming back down for the reds off that shot. Good selection. Yeah, they're going to be doing this for a while, playing good safety shots. The red balls are still grouped fairly well. There's only a couple possible openings there, but this is what you were talking about, Dave, just being, patient with your game and letting it develop and waiting for those opportunities.
True. I thought that Arnab might have that red just cannoned in. I thought he might have been able to take that, and there might have been an angle just to escape off the top cushion.
Right. Yeah, he left one open here in the side. So here's an opening for Brady right here.
It's definitely thin.
Yeah, he's going to come off that rail, not trying to hold. Well, it's an unfortunate kiss off the red, but I think I don't think he anticipated that kiss off the red there. He was trying to come back down to an open color. he knew he couldn't hold for the black. So
Sure, I just want to ask a question to our good friend David Brock. He's a very high enthusiastic with the game of snooker. And David, do you remember Brady playing over in the professional circuit? It's going on almost maybe about 30 years ago. I know, David, you're not a spring chicken. But he's been around, but just curious, David, if you remember Brady. And hopefully you'll be up in Sheffield for the World Champs, David, because I'll be over there in about a month and a half time to take out snooker's crown jewel, the World Championships in Sheffield, England.
oh wow. You can tell just right away, Brady's just a well-seasoned player here. Just how he develops his game, just how he approaches developing the game right there. So, oh, beautiful. Beautiful position there.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to make sure that brown, because I didn't see any way that red that's on the right that might have been open, but I don't think it's going. So he just probably wants to get into a good position to just glance off these reds and come back into bulk.
Right, that's true. Yeah, just gonna leave it right there.
If he is touching a red ball, touching that red ball does act as a stroke, so he can shoot away, as that's a rule for all you newcomers there, as we can see from that beautiful camera angle that is not touching ball. And one little interesting caveat. That might be touching now. When usually you have a referee, but in these round robin matches, both players will be self-refereeing. But one caveat, obviously, with the touching ball rule, if you're touching a colored ball and you're on the color ball, say that pink was touching and Brady's on the color, he could either nominate the pink and shoot away, or say nominate the green, and as long as he hits that green and that pink doesn't move from that first shot, he would be all safe. So there's a few basic rules in the game, but then you get a lot of those variations.
Yeah. Nice positional shot back down to the bulkhead. Very nice touch. That can be tricky shooting over a pack of reds like that. Just got to be careful not to hit any of the balls with your cue in and out of position, of bridging and everything.
True, and I don't know if he's got the angle for the world famous Cliff Thorburn shot, actually. Cliff patented a shot where you come off the side cushion, the top cushion, and glance off the sides of the reds and just run back up into bulk. Don't know if the black is a problem for that. Ooh, this does not look good.
No, he is. Yeah, I think he misread that angle a bit. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, we are playing foul and miss here.
Right.
So there is 2 putbacks, 3 attempts in total.
Well, he has to come off the rail. I mean, he does have a direct shot for the reds, but he would hit the pack pretty thick, and it'd have a risk of leaving some open reds if he went that way. So I think that's why he's opting to come off the rail and not break open those reds. Yeah, that's a better line right there. Look at that. Really nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Arnab is definitely can see what Brady can do at the table, so not wanting to leave an easy red to get Brady started.
Exactly, yeah.
Thanks for that research, David Brock. Yeah, Brady was over on the main tour in the mid to late 80s, early 90s, I believe, kind of part of that second wave. Brady played the great Patsy Fagan way back. And David played Patsy the last week. So, yeah, it's a game you can play forever pretty much. Like sometimes, obviously, over time, the eyesight gets a little wonky with age, but we do have the great glasses, that the great Dennis Taylor once famously brought to the table, the upside down glasses. But there are a lot of common with our older players, as their eyesight isn't as sharp as when they were young.
I can relate with that.
Being the glasses of an old man, Carlo, you don't look a day over 35.
Hey, I'm talking about the glasses now. Just need reading glasses, that's all. You get a nice safety shot. I like the control there where you come off the reds and still plant it right on the bulk rail. Very nice.
Well, he's left a long red here for Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of negotiate the green and brown a little bit. See, he'll put his hand on the table.
He's he's being patient. Yes, that's a tempting shot, but he's still opting to kind of continue to play safeties here, which is a good choice. A lot of players are, they take more of an aggressive approach and would have gone for that long, maybe tried that long pot in the corner.
Sure, and the problem with that, you miss it, you leave your opponent in.
Exactly.
So Brady's experience is really paying off here.
I like that, yeah. You can learn a lot watching players like this.
Well, definitely, way back in, I believe it was the mid-'80s, since we're circling that decade quite a lot today. This young little Scot player, a guy by the name of Stephen Hendry, was just kind of starting to emerge, and his manager Ian Doyle set up some exhibitions with young Stephen and Steve Davis at the time. Steve Davis, as we pretty much know, as the player of the 80s, was unstoppable, and Ian pretty much just told Steve Davis, go out and just thrash him. So Steve beat Stephen Hendry 10-1, 10-0, 10-2, just a thrubbing.
Yeah.
But look what happened after that.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Hendry took his licks and now is a 7-time world champion, as opposed to Steve Davis only hoisting that crown 6 times.
Yeah, we have a signed Stephen Hendry cue with pictures and stuff, a little artwork piece in our club. I think one of his, and then Steve Davies as well.
The nice thing is with a lot of these players, and chatting with them when I've been over to England and seen a few players, and they're all wanting, to grow the game. So I think they're finding it very exciting that America and Canada is getting back into it. So they're, wanting to maybe take a nice profitable vacation to come to the Pacific West and show the Americans and the Canadians the great game of snooker.
Oh, yeah. It's a great sport. Now you see the reds are starting to open up here, but still not quite anything on yet, but soon we'll have more opportunities here. Yeah, like me, being an athlete in other sports that I can't physically sort of play anymore, it's a natural transition into a new sport, the sport of snooker. You still have to develop a lot of hand-eye coordination. There's a lot of skill sets to learn, learning your technique, practice, mental focus, physical abilities, those kinds of things at this level. It's one of the things I really like about snooker is a lot of the skills that you've developed from other sports can sort of transition and help into developing new skill sets in snooker.
Yeah, I'd say that the tennis that you brought up, there's good hand-eye coordination in that game, but tennis has a bit of an advantage over snooker, as in tennis, you can be losing and still in love.
Very true.
Not much in snooker.
Yeah, you don't want to love tennis too much.
Now is this an opening for Brady here?
Yeah, he's on that red and the cut to the outside. Still a tricky shot. Not only making it. Yeah, see, that's a tough cut.
You know, in your run-of-the-mill club, I think probably that would have dropped as the pockets are a little bit bigger. Mm-hmm. But here, Mike and his crew have spared no expense here. They want to give top quality conditions. They may be tough, but it's just going to make you a better player.
Right. Yeah, one of the things that I've been learning in my game is to not take any shot for granted. It's sometimes a hard lesson to learn. You go, well, that's, it's an easy shot. I'll come off of that. And then you shoot, you miss it. And you go, I miss some steps in my setup. Maybe how I'm lining up the angle, bridging, cueing, any number of things, that you miss can contribute to a missed shot. You just have to take every shot, stay focused on every shot that you make on that table.
Yeah, and if any players in the tournament are watching the stream, we're actually running an hour and a half early, so some matches are moving along quite swiftly. So if you wanted to head down to the club a little earlier than your scheduled match time, you can possibly get onto the table, but you will not be penalized if you're on time when your scheduled match is. But just giving you a heads up, if you are watching the stream, you might be able to get into your match earlier, as a lot of time with these amateur tournaments, they are battles against the clock, and we just kind of try and keep the tournament flowing, keep matches going, don't want to get in any stalls or anything like that, but it can happen from time to time. And probably got the commentator's curse now that they'll probably force the black ball over a corner pocket and it get really tied up, so... It's almost just who's going to get into the balls here. If, we're going to have a good little safety battle here. And if one of the players is to air, that might leave his opponent in. So Brady just finding the correct path. Might have a shot to nothing here with that red that's over the...
oh, yeah. Nice shot.
Pound the gap.
Yeah, the nice thing about that selection is that if he missed it, he ended up with a fairly decent safety shot. Now the challenge is selecting a color in such a way to where he can not only pot the color, but get back down to the reds. I think he's got a natural angle for that right here.
I think
he opted to go for a safety instead. Yeah, that's that experience. I might have been tempted to try that brown in the corner, and then I probably would have missed it and left an opening for my opponent. So that's where Brady has, that seasoned experience to make that determination and still continue to be patient at this point.
Yeah, I wish I could take a look at that angle of that shot before, because I don't know, there might have been a little bit of a shot if he just glanced off the yellow and he could have rolled behind the brown there.
Right.
So sometimes, you got to use those other balls to help you out, get behind other balls.
So this is where Arnab, he went for that shot, took a risk, ended up missing, and now Brady has some options here on some reds. Let's see what he does here. Yes. That was a good shot selection. He just missed it. That's what happens in snooker.
Even the best miss.
Oh, yeah. Well, you not only have just, the game itself, but then you have tournament pressures as well. So in any sport, anytime you're going from practice to a game and then to the level of a tournament, there's all of those nerves and things that enter in that you don't really have in practice. So a lot of guys say, I shoot much better in practice. I can make those shots. I know I can make those shots. And then, you get the shot that you've practiced and drilled, 100 times or more or whatever, and you have a high percentage of success potting those shots. But when you get into a tournament format, it's hard to, still stay focused on implementing what you practice into a tournament format. So I always think in any athlete, in any sport, you have to really develop a good coach. I mean, we see what's happening on the table, but we don't really know what exactly is going on in a player's mind when he's in a tournament format. Hopefully a lot of players, at this level have developed a good inner coach and can make those adjustments as they go along, and they don't get into a self-defeating mindset that can really be detrimental to their game. Just have to make those minor adjustments as you're going along. Something I've had to learn when I started this sport. It's easy to sort of kind of get down on yourself for missing something rather than just getting data feedback and saying, okay, next shot I need to adjust my angle or my read on developing my angle or my bridging or cueing, any number of things that you need to adjust as you're going along in your game. And the good players are really good at that.
Oh, this could be nice.
Yeah.
This could be real nice.
This is the second time he's attempted that opportunity right behind the brown there next to the yellow. Real close, but still a really good safety shot.
Has left a long red over the top right corner pocket.
Mm-hmm.
This is coming back down. This
right
might be a bit of trouble here for Arnab. First glance, he might actually got lucky. Do remember, everybody, it's free admission all weekend long here at Ox Billiards in Seattle, Washington, USA.
Oh, look at this. He fluked a plant there unintentionally, but of course in snooker that's allowed, but a lot of the players, as you see, Brady did there, sort of apologize for that. They like to keep, their potting clean and on purpose, but it gives them an opportunity here on the green, and it's coming down with good pace for this next red. Good shot. Well, you got a couple options there. One on the side, too. Yeah.
Well, there was a big fluke once in Canadian snooker history. Do you know about this, Carl?
What's that?
Well, there was a snooker or a fluke in 1983 at the Crucible Theater that Cliff Thorburn had. He fluked a red in and then ran a 147 for the very first maximum break at the Crucible Theater.
Oh, wow.
So, and it's interesting when we talk about flukes there, you see the common courtesy, obviously, the raising of the hand. That's what you see
right.
a lot. There actually was one player that would laugh at his opponent to their face when they had a fluke. This is what Brady needs to do, capitalize on that fluke.
Yeah, he's got a good opportunity for a good break right here. See if he can come off this. I wonder if he's going to try to open up the pink away from that red here. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So now he's got some options, pink and black right here. A good development on that pink-red combination to open up the pink.
I think the black actually is going to come onto the pink spot, as when a spot is taken by another ball, the respotted color ball will go on the highest point value that's available, in this case the pink. If all spots were covered, it would go on a straight line, in line with the spot, an angle with the top of the table.
See, one thing I like about, again, watching Brady play, you notice how earlier in the game, very patient to wait for this open up. And what he's obviously really good at are these short little angle shots, not trying to make those big, long shots all the time. But if you can practice, stay focused on just these shorter shots around the pocket, learning how to just control that cue ball, open up, some reds, and make some developments. You don't always have to be real good at those long shots. Safeties are good, but just wait until you have those opportunities, like Brady is showing with this game here. Yeah, just really good at coming off his object ball and positioning for the next shot.
Yeah, you pretty much want to cut the table in half pretty much. You want it to be a 6x6 table when you're amongst the reds and the black and stuff like that. Short, compact, little stuns, little fall-throughs, little drawbacks. So, yeah, you won't see those wild and long shots because there's so much more chance of error with a longer shot as opposed to a short 4-foot shot.
Oh, that's a nice cut.
Real nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, nice control on that. That is, one of the hard things to learn on these tables that run pretty fast is the amount of pace that you need to put on a ball to run it around a table like that, and then just that's unfortunate. He had an excellent shot coming around the table off the black, great position on the red, and then what normally should have been a pretty straightforward pot in the corner, just unfortunately missed that.
Yeah, it's a big uphill battle for Arnab here. Brady's fortunate enough that red is tight to the right cushion. A nice break of 42.
42, that's very nice. See if Arnab can mount a comeback here. But
doesn't need all blacks, but he needs a fair amount of them with these reds.
Yeah, he's had some opportunities here, but it's still early first game. You see, some early match jitters maybe that kind of sneak in, and he sort of had to go for that one to get some points off that red.
And that's a concession there. So Brady Golan takes this first frame 59-3, and we'll be back momentarily for frame number 2. All right, we're back here with frame number 2 with Arnab breaking off against Brady Golan. It's David Burney in the booth. I'm joined by Carl Hancock, who has got a new club down in the Rochester, Washington area in the Pocket Snooker Club. So if you have any questions or things you want to know about Carl's club, he's on the airways and willing to answer any of your questions. Yeah, I think the Golan machine is starting to rev up in the garage, and it's going to go out for a nice Sunday drive.
Yeah, he's got some opportunities here.
Yeah, Brady's from the interior of British Columbia, so there's not a lot of snooker tables around there, so he wasn't part of the qualifier that we held in Richmond as Ross Bratson and Karim Gill actually qualified to be in the knockout stage. And we'll kind of see how that plays out, because talking to Ross, he was actually hoping to be in the round robin so he could get some matches under his belt, or he's going to kind of maybe come in a little colder than these round robin players tomorrow.
Now, this is a little different setup for Brady right here. Normally, he's been, trying to do some safeties to get down in the bulk, but doing that strategy would risk opportunity for that red ball sitting right over the side pocket for Arnab. So, interesting to see where he ends up with this shot.
Maybe that red just on the right of the
Oh, he's going down in
there.
the corner there, it looks like. Yep. He tried that. Oh, wonderful shot.
And on the black.
Yep.
Got a couple more reds.
Oh, yeah. It's very good control and good eye on that angle. Yeah, he'll get that side red out of the way here, probably.
Yeah, that's going to help him with that philosophy that you were talking about of running back to bulk there.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's really the best option he has right now for red.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can see on the angle on the left side of the screen those two reds there that I thought maybe he might play for that, but
yeah, he's got a good angle to come off the 5 right here. Whether to try to position on open red or cannon into the pink from there, possibly to spread those pack of reds out a little bit more. Be interesting to see what he decides off this shot.
the 5, that sounds like a pool player over there talking.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he went to the pink and spread those reds out a little more.
It is true that blue is worth 5 points, but usually we go by colors in snooker, not by numbers.
Right,
but
true.
Hey, could be a new trend here set by Carl.
Yeah, I'm sort of, I think about obviously colors and points, so sometimes it comes out either way. It doesn't look like he's got the angle on that red to the bottom left to the corner, so he's opting for another safety back down to bulk. And you see by getting rid of that red that was right over the side pocket, he's able to now continue his safety shots back down to the bulk end.
Precisely.
Yeah, that's a little too thick on the red, so he came off of that too hard and was stopped by those other reds, but he looks like he got away with it.
Yeah, it's touching ball, looks like that Brady hasn't said,
Mm-hmm.
so. Just wonder that red in the open to the left of the black. No, I think that touching ball is just going to negate that.
Yeah, he'll find the right angle to get that cue back down the bulk in right here.
Yeah, probably just with it touching ball, just missed that red, come off the top of the side cushion.
Pace is a lot here. Let's see what he does. Stay away from the brown if you can. It's good though.
Are you going to be around all weekend long, Carl, for the tournament?
I'm not sure. I might come back tomorrow.
Okay,
We'll
sounds
see.
great.
That'd be fun.
It's almost getting a 50-50 battle in here. I see a few more Canadians coming into the room. Some great helpers that I have, Anita Sani and Baltaj Atwal, who do great work helping me run the tournaments up in Canada. They do great scorekeeping, and that's
Oh, nice.
It's not the world's most glamorous job, but it's very important as it keeps the viewers at home updated on the score. But you know what? It's the best seat in the house. No one can obstruct your view because you have to be watching the match to report the great score. So.
Yes. And sometimes you think you need to get that cue ball right on the bulk rail, which is a great shot. But if you can sort of plant it right in front of a color like here, sometimes you have to bridge over a color. Makes for a little bit harder shot coming off of there. But Arnab has a pretty decent bridge set up right here on this shot.
Yeah, it's just another factor that you have to bring into your brain and stuff like that.
That's a good safety, even though there's a red on the rail, but that's an extremely hard shot trying to come down the rail. And even if you made it, you're not really on a good color at that point. So Brady's opting to come off this far red here. Oh, he went for it. Well, it was a good attempt, good one to try to go for there.
Our good friend Charlie Brown is tuning in. He'll be in the knockout round tomorrow, but he's watching the stream at the lineup at the border. Well, Charlie, you're lucky that it's a best of 35 because you'll probably be in that line for a while. Hopefully not. Hopefully you can get there pretty quick. But I don't know. We got to issue like Nexus cards to snooker players. That border lineup can be quite a while. But thanks for tuning in, Charlie. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the room. It's definitely busy. Lots of players obviously on the table in their matches and other players in the tournament just, talking technique, talking stories. Great way to meet some new friends because we all share that great love for this great sport of snooker. So please do pay us a visit if you're in the Seattle area. We know the weather's kind of turning. It's turning into spring for us, so that sun's going to be out a little bit longer. But I think a little bit later in this weekend, it's not supposed to be the greatest of weather. So come on inside. We've got cool drinks and warm snacks and great snooker action here at Ox Billiards, right in the Capitol Hill district of Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, that was a risky shot trying to hit that red on the rail, and it left an opportunity for Brady right here.
I don't know what he'd like to do is just a delicate little shot because he wants to get that black back on its spot sooner than later.
Yeah, he might not be able to hold enough for that. He should be able to, but I wonder if he'll hold for the black or try to come off an angle off the blue, come back down. It'd be interesting to see how he handles this shot. Yeah.
We just wanted to run a little bit more for that pink. Thanks, Mickey Singh, giving us some kind words that the stream is good as usual. Great job and highly appreciated. So thanks for tuning in, Mickey. Feel free to let us know where you're tuning in, any of you. It is a global game. I think it's played obviously in over 100 countries, the game of snooker.
I remember when I was first introduced to snooker, I was about 15, 16 years old down at the Olympic Club in Centralia. And they had a section where the minors can come into the pool hall. At that time, they had 3 snooker tables there. And the old timers used to play, hang out, and I was like 16 years old, and I'd jump in with these guys that are in their 70s and 80s, shooting snooker. I wasn't any good at all. I played pool a little bit, but I loved the game back then, and boy, these older guys sure put a whopping on me back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Some of they have these old pictures of these guys that used to play snooker back in the day up on the wall there. It's kind of fun to go in and tell people, hey, I played with these guys that were probably born in the late 1800s. They kind of look at me like, really?
Well, you can always learn something from the veterans. One older gentleman, when I was starting to play, he saw me taking a stroke. He's like, hey, don't stretch. Whatever you do, don't stretch. There's the implements that you can use, the rest, the spider, the swan. Just make sure you don't stretch.
Yeah, that's good advice.
And Snooker 155, hello from Germany. Good to hear you tuning in once again. Germany, a fantastic lovers of snooker over there. They're starting to get a few more pros onto the scene, but definitely if you ever tune into the German Masters on the pro circuit, that is a tournament that is always well received. Everyone enjoys themselves. Even all the behind-the-scenes worker, commentators, and technical directors really like going to Germany, and hopefully maybe, Carl, someday we can head over there and see what the scene is like.
I had a player he's a coach from Russia, contact me on one of our Facebook posts, and was talking about the game a little bit. So he was asking me how, the idea that it wasn't as popular here in the United States as other countries, and which is true. I'm not really sure why it's not, but it's a wonderful sport. I think part of the challenge could be the venue that you need to position 12-foot tables in. So it's a little easier to have the smaller. Oh, that's an unfortunate shot. Looks like one of mine. It's a little easier to have the smaller pool tables in a restaurant or pub or something like that. But yeah, it's.
And with more of the North American game, it was more of a hustle kind of game. People trying to hustle each other for money and stuff like that.
Right.
Like there was a bit more class in Britain. And as well, when in the olden days, the picture is painted pool hall, you think a smoke-filled room, it's very dark, shifty characters at every turn. If you're the mother of a child, is that where you want to drop off Junior for an afternoon? Probably not. So I think the turn is happening now that we're trying to more in North America just classify these rooms, getting them more family friendly. So, Junior might not be into baseball or karate, but they've found some interest in cue sports, and the parents don't feel that bad of dropping them off in a room to enjoy these great games.
I think another aspect to that as well is the need for patience for this game. And sometimes a lot of players are, it's hard to transition to having the kind of patience to develop the game. They just want to sometimes just shoot, make the shots, and not wait so long. And so a lot of the good players, they'll have the temperament to still be patient, not get frustrated with missed shots or missed opportunities or fouls like almost being there in the corner. Yeah, it's good leave, but that's one thing that I try to incorporate into my own approach to the game is keep telling myself, just be patient, make adjustments, don't worry about the missed shots or whatever. And it's more of the long-term venture. Like, you get into any sport, it takes quite a while to develop your game and to learn this. You're not going to You're not going to learn this overnight and be relatively well at it. You got to give yourself lots of room to experiment and learn and get a feel for this game, and be patient to get to a point where you can sort of play and make some pots and things like that.
Yeah, I've been playing for 6 years, and I think my high run is -6. The blue might have just come to his rescue. Just tough to see from our vantage point. Yeah, Brady had a quick glance at it. Doesn't look like it's there.
Yeah, he's probably coming down to the one in the corner there. But can he sort of clear the rest of the reds to come out from there onto a color? Yeah, just enough. That's good.
Well, Brady's going for the jugular now, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. You see how low he got on his cueing on that cue ball to draw back just enough to position himself for that red. It's kind of blocking the spot that the black would normally go on. That's why it got positioned up on the blue ball spot. Yeah, he's trying to draw back up for the pink. Great position. Good control.
It's got a nice little angle on this black to be on this red into the same side pocket.
And get the black back down on its own spot from there. You have to come back for the blue now. See, a lot of really good snooker players are thinking several shots ahead, trying to map out the path, so to speak, of positioning on each ball at a time. So he'll come back off here for... I think he's got a good angle coming off the blue. Now he's got to think about how he's going to get positioned on the next red. Really nice.
Yes, unfortunately, David Brock is asking about Marissa Dew, and she is not in this tournament. I'll have to talk to Mike or Christian. They might know why she's not in. But young Frances Chow is in there, and she'll be up on the table a little later today in her round-robin matches. Yeah, hopefully Marissa maybe is just sitting this one out, and hopefully we'll see her again too. A good, young, upcoming, promising talent. Maybe if she is in the neighborhood, hopefully maybe she could stop by. I think she would just really enjoy and get a lot out of watching Brady play, as this match is looking like it's going to be coming to its conclusion soon, with 71 in it and 67 on the table.
Well, this is really, really good experience for Arnab. Not only playing in a tournament, but his opponent is a great player, and I hope he, uses this experience to watch his opponent, how he plays, how patient he is, just his ball control, and just like a sponge, just absorb this experience, and then transitions experiences into his own practice and drills and things like that. I know in tournament arm wrestling, the things that really motivated me The best is when I got beat. And I'd figure out, okay, well, how did I get beat? What do I need to work on? How do I improve that aspect of my ability as an athlete? And then sometimes that would transition into even inventing new equipment to train in certain ways to improve my own skills. So good athletes do that. They look at losses as opportunities. Not, well, I got beat, I'm never going to be any good at this. They go, well, thank you. You helped me to realize and see some of the things that I need to work on. It's an unfortunate.
That's not good. There's the handshakes there.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, I didn't need that. But that's really good game. Break of 46 there.
That might be pretty good so far for the high break of the tournament so far, but we definitely have some heavyweights coming up. So Brady Golan takes that round robin match 2-0. He's 2-0 in his group stage, so he's looking definitely promising to move on. I'm pretty sure all the viewership and us in the booth would definitely agree that he's going to be punching his card into the knockout round. Carl, it's been great having you in the booth. We're going to just step aside for a few moments, set up our next TV match, and you feel out there in Chatville, go get yourself a nice cool drink or something to eat, and we'll be back momentarily.